welcome to your Visionary Girl channel. Today I am doing a review on the Storybook Cosmetics. I'm doing the Charlie and Chocolate Factory, their brushes, and their quill eyeliner. I'm mostly focusing on the palette because today, according to their Instagram account, is the last day you can get it for $10. I also don't know if this is your last chance to get it at all. I know it was a limited edition palette, so they might just be trying to get rid of the stock. So definitely keep a lookout for that and definitely double check that. Let's just go ahead and get into this review, shall we? All right. Here's a palette. Like I said, right now you can get it for $10. If you don't know much about the company, Storybook, they are kind of fairy tale style-esque. The sisters really are touching upon various stories. I mean, they've done a Mean Girls palette. I'm not a big fan of Mean Girls, which is why I don't have that palette. I know they're coming out with a Starry Night collection. I'm so excited about that. I have been waiting for that for a really long time. They've announced that a while ago, and they're just releasing it. It was almost 2 years ago when they announced it. So I'm like, dude, I've been waiting for that. They also have a Hunger Games collection right now. Things like blush and cheek and everything else. I'm not a big fan of the Hunger Games, so I will not be getting that collection. But let's just go ahead and get into this palette because I love this palette. If you grew up reading Roald Dahl and grew up reading Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, you're gonna love this palette. I love the fact that they didn't take it from the movie. They straight up went from the book. I really appreciate that. Again, I really love Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And if you look on the side, hold on, there you go. You can see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory right there. And you can see Roald Dahl. This is so cute. You're gonna put this on your bookshelf if you really want to. If you're gonna put this on your makeup. So if this is not the only palette you want to get from Storybook Cosmetics, because I think they have various palettes. They have, I know, Witches and Wizards palette. That was their first palette. These are going to start bulking up. So my recommendation would be to try and find a spot in your bookshelf if you can. Because on your makeup table, unless you're only going to get these palettes, then yeah, I think this will be fine on your makeup table. But if you have other palettes, yeah, it's just the space of it. I love the concept. I love the fact that it is a book style. And when you open it and even the sides, they look like it has pages on it. I do love it. Excuse that. That's just my own makeup that I need to be more careful with. All right. So as you guys can see, I love this. And here is the inside, the moment you've been waiting for. All right. This is the inside of the palette. Again, the shades read like a book. You get a total of 12 shades. Honestly, I think the colors are on point for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I think they definitely got inspo not just from the book. They probably got inspo from the movie, which is fine. I don't say nothing about it. I personally prefer the book, but that's just me. As you guys can see, I have used this palette. The look I have is definitely from this palette. I'll definitely do a close-up. Also, one thing to note about my look, because I was trying to review the brushes. So I've never used Storybook Cosmetic brushes. I have been wanting to get them for a really long time because I think they're aesthetically beautiful. I mean, these are the Victorian wands. So I wanted to get the normal ones, but they were already sold out when they had the sale. So I got the Victorian wands, which are cute. They're just they just weren't for my style. Like I said, I wanted the original ones because I know that they were inspired by Harry Potter ones. I mean, they really look like Harry Potter ones. That's why I really wanted the original, Harry, the original ones. This one, I think is the closest one that I can say looks like the Hermione wand. Which is fine. So, like I was saying about my personal makeup look, this side I use these makeup brushes, and this side I use EcoTools makeup brushes because I really wanted to compare how they react. Because I've already used this palette, and I love this palette, but it's not my typical palette. It's not my typical formula. Yes, the colors are there. There has a lot of pigment. You will get the look that you're trying to create. They don't blend together. So if you're that person that likes to make, let's say, your yellow a little bit darker or your orange a little bit darker, or you just like them to blend, it's not gonna blend because the colors are very individual-esque. So it's not gonna mutate into this new beautiful color. It's just gonna stay that color, and it's gonna look kind of like a hot mess. I don't know how else to explain that. Also, for some colors, you do need more, really need to go on your brush. Other colors, the pigment pops up. For example, Oompa Loompa came on beautifully, but Charlie's Bucket took a while just to get some sort of pigment. I've used Veronica Salt a while ago. But like I said, I tried mixing, I guess, Snoozeberries and Oompa Loompa together, and they did blend. The transition was beautiful, but you can't really see that transition, that seamless transition, like you can, for example, like Hip Dot. So the formula is slightly different. It's definitely a slight learning curve. So definitely be cautious about that. But other than that, I think the formula is there. I'm excited for the next palette. So I am definitely getting another palette. I'm getting the Starry Night. I use these as collection. Like I collect makeup like people collect comic books. I'm weird like that. I know. So this is definitely going in my makeup collection. This is not an everyday palette because there's just so many booming colors. Unless you are lucky enough to work in a place of business where, you know, wearing vibrant colors like this is a-okay. I work in an office 9 to 5, so wearing these shades, unfortunately, I'd look a little cray cray. But definitely when I'm on the weekend, I would definitely wear this palette. It's a fun palette. I'm not a big fan of orange. I've said this before, but I still will use it. I think, and it's such an autumn palette too, so I think it's like the perfect time to get this palette. Storybook takes about 2 weeks, so it's not the fastest palette to get, but it's definitely, well, you will get it when you want to. All right, now the makeup brushes. I was so excited for these makeup brushes. I had like in my head, I had been hyping them up. I have seen various makeup reviews with these eyeshadow with these brushes, and some of them were really nice. For example, this one is amazing. Again, this is the Hermione one. Of course, they had to make this one amazing. They don't have a name for each one. Also, when you order these, they're gonna come in this little velvet pouch. The palette, when you order it, comes in this velvet pouch. Again, I've had this for a really long time, so this one's a little older. Also, forgot to mention, the palette comes with this as like the little like mirror protector. Like, what does they call it? I think that's a really wonderful concept. I love that concept. The only thing I didn't like about it was they put a date here. Nothing happened that date when I got it. Nothing happened, but I just wish they would have just had the golden ticket. I think that would have been so much fun, or like a discount code. I think that would have been great. A great concept too. This brush was amazing. I love this brush. I really didn't like this brush because not a lot of pigment goes. A lot of pigment goes on it, but it doesn't. It's a very gentle brush. So if you like that gentle, this is gonna be for you. But I like my brush to be packing. So I got these two. So one of them is supposed to be a crease brush. One of them is supposed to be like for your eye, like to press on eye. I don't know which one is which. So I used both of them. So I ended up using this one for my crease because this one would, for me, logically, because it's a flat brush, it looked like it was supposed to go on my lid. But I don't like the fact that it's so little. Like I need it to be long because because I just need the control and to be able to pack on the pigment versus this took a little bit of, again, I did it this side, took a little bit of it took a while to really get on there. Another thing about this particular one, they didn't have this is my Eco Tools. They didn't have this type of brush, the angled brush. I use this for various things. I use it for my eyebrows. I use it whenever I'm doing like a makeup look, when I'm trying to get like that crease line, whatever it is, I use this. So I was very disappointed they didn't have that. I know I should have looked better when I purchased it. I just was literally on a rush when I purchased it, all right? And this is I use this for the inner corner. I don't know what you guys might use this for. I personally use this for the inner corner. I think you could even try and use it as a lip brush, should you dare. But I used it for the inner corner. These brushes, honestly, they're not worth the hype. They cost, I think, $50 or $55. I will put the correct price right here. But right now they're on sale for $25. I think for $25 they're fine. You get $5 a brush. It's not the worst. But I would just go with Eco Tools, and you can get the Eco Tools as well, like discounted from Marshalls or TJ Maxx. I know I keep promoting them. They should sponsor me. But it's true. Like, again, I just didn't see the hype. Again, I've been looking for amazing makeup brushes that make me want to fall off my seat. And these aren't it, unfortunately. They're great. Again, they're going to be cute on your makeup stand if you have like a good like makeup, like, you know, makeup brush holder. I don't. I have one that I use a mug that I made when I was in college. So to each their own. All right, last thing is the Quill liner. So this was also on sale, but I know it's sold out. I don't know if it's still sold out. I'll definitely confirm if it's sold out down here. I love the aesthetic. I've had this for a really long time, and I was this close because when I bought the brushes, I was going to buy one more thing, but I already had the Charlie and Chocolate Factory palette. I don't know if I would buy two, like, like to replace it. I think that the colors are beautiful, are amazing. The pigment is there, but I personally don't know if I would buy it a second time because I'd be like sad when it goes away. I think when I'm finished with it, I will be okay letting it go. But it's not enough for me to buy two. But anyways, for the quill, you have to activate the ink. So you can just buy the quill by itself and you don't need to get the ink. But if you get the ink, you have to activate it. And I didn't like that because it took forever to activate. That's one thing. So if you're in a rush, don't use this. Second of all, when you do activate it, the eyeliner isn't really charcoal black. Okay, and when I buy black eyeliner, I need it to be black, and this wasn't it. This was like almost to the point of gray. Like you can see from my makeup look, you can like when you like zoom in closer, it wasn't there. It was also very hard to manipulate it with the brush because I love the brush. Again, it's also very heavy weighted, so just be careful if you're used to like like whatever a Kat Von D thing and it's very light. This is heavy, so just be careful when you're doing it. This is not as sharp of a point for a brush, which I didn't like because for eyeliner you want that sharpness, I did screw up my eyeliner, especially this side, which I used this eyeliner for both sides, but I did screw up on this one because I made it too thick. Because I was trying to like activate it. It was really hard. Do not use this to activate it, by the way. I ended up having to like actually use my nail. Like I had to claw. They were like, just use a brush and just like do this. That's what the instructions say. I ended up having to use my nail to activate it because it was just taking forever to break that little like I guess plastic thing that they say that they have. I wouldn't buy this again. I would buy the brush, and again, for aesthetic purposes. So that's that's my review on Storybook Cosmetics. The palettes are there. I do think that you can buy the palette. Again, don't expect like the most amazing formula. It's definitely a pretty decent formula. I think on a scale of 1 to 10, it's definitely a good solid 7. But then again, this was Charlie and Chocolate Factory. Maybe the other palettes are different. None of the colors like really you are gonna get the color, so whatever color you're choosing will be the color that's gonna be on your eyelid. That's not the problem. It's just for me it wasn't like the pink, like because you have to pack it on, you have to blend it, you have to do the work. This is not a beginner type of palette. If you're not used to using makeup yet, this might not be your good learning curve palette. Honestly, if you're trying to have a fun palette that you have like a lot of fun and want to learn makeup with, I would choose Hip Dot because the formula is fantastic. Or if you just like a nice neutral makeup palette, I would go with Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Renaissance palette. That palette is amazing. And if you want a drugstore palette, go with the LA Girl palette. I'll put a picture right here for you so you know which one I'm talking about. It's I think it's like less than $10, which is an amazing palette, great for beginners. And they're all very pinky shades, so just keep that in mind. There's other palettes there too, so I'm sure they should have a similar formula. But all right. Again, out of all my makeup, I give this a 7. I wouldn't buy the brushes again. Maybe if they're on sale. I'm debating whether or not I want to get the face makeup brushes. I know there's like the rose ones that everyone talks about it sometimes, and so I'm debating. I might get that one when I get the Starry Night one if it's on sale. If it's like $50, it's not worth it. I'd rather go with Elf or Eco Tools. Like I said, Eco Tools, man. You never know. You never knew. I never knew. I heard another YouTuber use it, and Eco Tools. Go to Marshall's TJ Maxx. Alright guys, thank you for watching your Resident Nerdy Girl channel. I have other makeup reviews, videos. I have other Nerdy Girl content. I'm doing a Supernatural series, which I'm updating it as we speak. I also have like the DC Fandom. Part 2 should be up tomorrow or Monday for Monday, whichever one you watch this video. I think that's it. If you guys want me to make any other type of content, leave a comment down below. You know what to do with that subscribe. You know what to do with that like. I need to tell you guys, y'all ain't stupid. All right. See you guys.